Well, kind of made a pig's ear of all that. My I should check things before I start. My OBS had changed the settings, and I didn't check first before I went live, and everything went pear-shaped. Is the only polite way of saying it. And I frantically started clicking buttons because I know I was supposed to be live. So made a bit of a pig's ear of that. But there you go, that's what happens. Evening Ivan over on Facebook, and evening to Dad, Panzer Cohen, Stephen Baker, Moose. Evening to you all. So I'm glad it's not overly busy. There's a lot watching that's not talking, which is fine. But I made a complete pig's ear of the old OBS, which is the software I use. So yeah, I'm here now. So, oh, Moose, I was frantic. I'm like, oh no, trying to cancel and click, and it was going to the model club live and all that. And I'm like, no, I don't want that. I want it on the other one. Oh man, I just got in a bit of a pickle. All good fun. So, back on this silly Tirpitz carry on malarkey with the old magnifying glass, looking at putting all these little bits together. We remember last time I put them all in here. That's what we did last time, last Thursday. So all the guns and that are in there. Frantically clicking buttons. It's Fred's way of saying, as he's panicked. Yes, definitely. More than a panic. Kinda, I can't say. But yeah, if I had a swear box, it would be full just in that 4 minutes trying to get everything sweet. Because if I'd have cancelled the YouTube one to try and fix the Facebook one, then the whole lot would have been cancelled. It messes up everything and just annoying as anything. So it was like, what do I do? Evening, Colin. How you doing? Good to see you. Relax, Fred, and pop a cap on a fresh tinny. Yeah, I need to open a bottle of whiskey after this, I think. So on a good note, that's that. Remember, I was doing the Enterprise and the decals were missing. Well, a lovely guy over on Facebook there saw my little plea for help and sent me the full sheet. So I'll be able to get that finished as well at some point, which is all good. Evening, Tim. Evening, Ron. Looking forward to the next episode, Ron. Are you? You nearly never had one, mate. I was frantically clicking buttons and everything. The whole stream went pear-shaped. My intro went pear-shaped. Everything went pear-shaped. So it's one of them days today. Evening, Pancho. Evening, Steve. So yeah. Anyway, frantic over. Deep breath, and start franticing over these crazy instructions. And I think it's making more guns up again by the looks of it. So last time I did, yeah, so last time I done them ones, so definitely this sheet now. So we're kind of back to square one again. We've made 8 of them, already done that. So I've got to make 2 more of these tiny 20mm AA guns. So I want K17 16. Yeah, so I've got a right old pickle anyway, but we're back. Always getting a pickle once in a blue moon. It's the OBS and everything's been running sweet, so you know you got to have the odd little wibble or whatever you want to call it. There's a swear box word I would have used. K. That's K. Evening, John. Evening, David. That's not the German Tirpitz doing things again. Yeah, I wasn't paying attention. All my settings were for the model club with the M4H session and all that carry on. And I didn't pay attention and swap it over. And I tried to cancel it and it all just went wrong. It's still confused now. OBS is sitting there going, it won't respond and all this crap. So, Graham M. Evening, Graham. How you doing, fella? Yeah, so silliness really, but is what it is. Evening, Alexandria. Evening, Steve. So, if you see on the model club that it says I'm live, I'm not, right? It's just me on a frantic panic and made a bit of a pig's ear of things today. I should remember after the club to reset everything, but I didn't, and there you go. You got like 1 minute to broadcast in and it all goes wrong. So I'm gonna try and glue these two little AA guns. They've got to be glued together and lined up. Sure, I did that last time and it was a bit fiddly diddly. Turn that way. I'll use a pair of these. Hold it, hopefully. So yeah, I've got my decals for the Star Trekky thingy, so that's all good. I can get on with that. I've actually been working on a 1/48 scale SU-27 as well. I'll try and find that in a minute and show you. Let's get these little guns done first. It's a bugger if you don't get it lined up right. Yeah. That's it. I think. Yeah. There you go. One little AA gun. Such a big kit, you wouldn't think you would have such tiny bits. And I'll just pop that there. And do the other one. Steve, looking forward to the Star Trek being finished. Yeah, it's nice that I've got the decals now and the full sheet, so all good in the hood, as they say. So my description on Facebook for tonight's live is not what it should say. You know, normally I put the date and all that carry on. But obviously I got in a bit of a pickle today. There's the other one. Yeah, two little babies there. I'm going to call them 7, 8. And we'll start again with all this carry on. 7, 8. Get it without dropping it. There we go. So I'm actually tempted. I've been looking. I'm actually tempted to get the wooden deck for this build, but we shall see. I Sue not well. Oh, bless her. Poor soul. Evening, Kevin. And is it Jami? Something like that. Right, next one. A little bit easier. F38, F39, and we want 4 of them. I say they're easier. We shall soon find out. Helps if I don't have K and I have F. So it was 38 and 39. 32, 38. Oh, cool. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I've seen a wooden deck, so that looks quite interesting. And also the Tamiya paint call out for the deck on this is completely wrong. I've done some research, so here's what it is. So there's 4 guns there. Some silliness, this malarkey. It goes that way, and then it goes like that. This is okay, and then that. Goes on there like that, I think. Alright. Don't even make sense, that. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Right. It's a little bit fiddly, this, because on there, there's a bit there. Apparently, it's on there like that. I think that's right. Oh, it's a silly, if you can see that very well. It's a silly little gun there. That there's 4 of them little blighters. I want. Wear your colours of pride. That's just made me laugh about something. Can't really go into it, but a certain team's 18 points behind. They won't be wanting to wear their colours. I think Pans will know what I'm talking about. Right, so Evening, Frank. Don't worry, Frank. Life gets in the way, pal. Happens to everybody. There we go. It's two. Three, I mean. These are crazy little things. There, I'll tell you what they are. 37mm AA guns, apparently. Yes, Panzer. I like it for the banter, mate, to be honest. I mainly like it because my boy, my oldest boy, he supports said team. And back in the day when the two famous teams were playing against each other, whenever one won, I used to run up and go, yes, and he'd lock his door and wouldn't speak to me when he was younger. And when his team won, he used to come running down the stairs all excited, you know. And I just happened today to see him and mention, as you do, beat. Fred, I know that feeling when you have to do them. I had the same problem when I done the Bismarck, the small guns and the other parts. Yeah, it is what it is, you know. So I'm going to write on the back of this actually before I start. So that's 7 feet. I'll just whoop them on there so they're not lost. That one's not even glued together. I don't know what I've done there. Now, just glue that one on. I'm not a football fan, but it don't stop me ripping. Yes, mate. Yeah, I'm the same. You see, I'm not really caring for football too much, but I know plenty of people I can wind up, and vice versa. Evening, Glenn. Right, so that one's on. That little blighter there. There. So we'll whoop them in the tub. I'm putting them all straight in here so I don't forget, because otherwise I shall forget and lose them and then crack up. Yeah. Just keeps them safe and out of the way. Right. So I've done that. All right, okay. We've got 2 launch carriers, whatever they're for. I've got to make 2 of them. Sprue K, which is that one. Ron's on it. Too right, mate. Good old Ron. You've just gone up an extra notch, mate, in my book. K21. Okay. 2021. Oh, is that what it is? On the picture, just try and show you. On the picture, you see, it's here. You see that? And it looks like a solid block kind of bit. a bit like this, but it's not. It's these bits here. They're like holy bits. Didn't know the Tirpitz had wings thread. Yeah, Tirpitz. It will do, mate. If I get the hump with it, what I'll do is I'll put 2B17 or something wings on it and add some floats, and we'll call it a flying boat. So if I get the hump with it, I just won't tell Ron. I'll just find a picture of Tirpitz finished and go, da-da, Ron. Evening, Robert. Yeah. Silly boat, man. No, Steve, I'm not putting a fisherman on it. Subpar if Scotland wins, I get 3 days off. You see, obviously I'm English and the missus is born and bred in where I live. So when it's England v Scotland, it's quite comical. Obviously. Because we're all screaming at the telly for different reasons, different teams. Okay, 5. Number 5. There you are. There's a little blighters there. And I'm try and snip that and leave a little pin on the bottom. Right, now this apparently goes on here. Oh yeah, I see. I see. Hi Jean-Marc, how are you? Always nice when you pop in. One day you think World Cup is last. I must admit, I prefer fishing. I go in the middle of nowhere. Everyone can just away from everybody and just sit there in my own little world. I don't catch nothing half the time, but it's just nice. I remember once I went to Saltcoats sea fishing when I first come up here, and I'm there and I'm fishing away, and then I got this big tug on my fishing rod, you know, and I'm fighting and my rod's bending and my mate's like, oh my god, that must be big. I don't know what you got, but it must be big and all this and everything else. So I fought with a rod, reeling it in. It kept pulling a line out, reeling it in, pulling a line out. Kept on like that for about a good 40 minutes, I reckon, fighting with this. And when I eventually landed it, it was a pair of Bermuda shorts. Now, how somebody's pair of Bermuda shorts could end up in the sea, I have no idea at all. And 2, it fought on my rod like mad, my fishing rod, you know. I couldn't believe it. But it must have been the current. kept pulling the shorts, and because they're heavy with a soaking wet, you know. But I was quite disappointed, to be honest. Hi there, Magnus. How you doing? Thanks for popping by, mate. So yeah, craziness. So there you go. There's my little, what are they called again? Launch carriers, apparently. And there's two of them. So we'll call that 7C. When this is all over, we can go to Greenock. I do well there. Oh dear, you like a bit of fishing there, Steve? I didn't know that, mate. I got all the gear. I'm one of them. I got all the gear, but no idea. You know, I've caught a few trout and a couple of salmon and whatever, you know. I've caught quite a few pike. I kind of panicked with a pike though. It was a big old pike and big old teeth, and I got the forceps, but I kind of panicked. And this older gentleman that was kind of further down, he goes, "You all right there, son? You need a hand?" I said, "Yes, please." And he come over and give me a hand. Because the whole pike was like Jaws. I was there quite calmly fishing away, and I thought, you know, I didn't expect to catch anything. Maybe it was a poor guy trying to keep his shorts on. Yeah, I was tugging, yeah. There is that, I suppose, yeah. There was a man frantically trying to remove a hook from his bottom. Oh, mate, it was crazy though, to be honest with you. It was, you know, I couldn't believe it. I thought it might be an eel because where I was, it could be an eel. Do you know what I mean? Because I know there's eels there, but madness it was. Right, that's that. That's that. Seems to be all that there. There is little things like anchors and stuff like that, but I'm not going to play with them yet because obviously I need to debate if I'm going to get a wooden deck, and if I do, I need to start sorting out and thinking about that as well. So we shall go on to the next page. And we have, oh, we're starting to actually build some bits now. It says put guns in and all that. I'm not going to do that yet. But we're actually going to start putting a few bits together by the looks of it. So J16 and J15. Actually going to do a bit of assembly and find the bits. Let's have a look and see if I can find J. G. J. I'm actually going to start putting some of these bits together. I think it's them two there. I recognise the shape. Because obviously I'm going to have to paint a lot of this before I actually put it together, especially if I'm getting the deck as well. There'll be certain bits I can put on, but I don't want to get in the way of the deck either. So that's them two. J12. Looks like that one there. Love it, Fred. I do everything sea fishing, fly fishing. Oh, I didn't know that, Steve. I knew you were into bird watching and all that, but I didn't know you'd done fly fishing. Fly fishing's one I've not tried. I'll be honest with you. It's all that flinging it out and bringing it back in and flinging it out and all that. So I've not got a fly fishing rod. I've got a spinner rods and I've got beach casters and your normal kind of coarse fishing stuff and all that lot. That's kind of what I've got. Yeah. I've never really been shown fly fishing, so I've kind of seen it on the telly, like. Okay. One of these is F. J. Typical, isn't it? And F. G. Every spur I picked up the wrong one. F. Eight. And I want F15. F15. I'll pin that one. Must be another F through. The only fish I like to catch comes battered, fried, and salt vinegar. Yeah. Evening Grey Wolf, how you doing, fella? I'm alright. Fly fishing thread is where the fish hold up the scorecards from opposite where you're standing. Yeah. Evening, Chris. How you doing? The only fishing that really wouldn't interest me at all, and I just don't get it, is, and sorry if you're into this kind of fishing, but pole fishing. I mean, what is that all about? I mean, that's just madness. You know, screwing a bit on, sticking it out, screwing a bit on, sticking it out, screwing a bit on, sticking it out, until you get it right out, and then you got it on the end of an elastic band, and then you got to do it all back again. Coarse fishing, you need a swear box. Yeah, I like coarse fishing. I like it with swim feeders and that, and just sit there with a little bleep now and again, and do it that way. Relaxing. Right. So that must go that way. That must go that way. And he's going here. Ron used to own a deep sea fishing boat. Ah. Pole fishing's too much faffing about. Definitely, Steve. I didn't know you had a deep fishing boat there, Ron. I'll be honest, going on a boat out in the sea doesn't exactly float my boat. Mainly because I can't swim, which is kind of daft. Right. So what's the crack there then? I see, I've got to bend that. That's not too clever. Got to bend that in, but look, got a gap there because of the two pins, and the two pins are in the right place. But you've got a gap, so you've got to hold that and let it dry, and then you've got to force that over. I mean, that's not too clever. And then you've got to force it over. Kind of strange way of doing things. Not really what I'd have expected. J3. It's just on that too. No one. No. different screws here now. That one's Jenny, isn't it? Yeah. You had one in South Africa. Oh, that'll be different fish. I go fishing around here where you keep an ice chest full of beers and the only thing you catch is a buzz. Yeah, I'm a bit like that. Yeah, I just chill with it. That's what I like with a. That's why I like using the swim feeder, because you can just chill. You got no hassle. I like this model kit. Right. So that goes on there. I got all excited when I was starting to do this assembly. Now it's like, that pole fishing is awful. Just ask anyone from Poland. It is a strange sport, isn't it? You know, you got half a mile of fishing rod to screw on, and the minute you get a bite, you got half a mile of fishing rod to unscrew. I mean, that's just craziness. I just don't get it. And there'll be some pole fishermen watching this in about a year's time, and he'll be commenting on my YouTube going, "Oh, you." Yeah, I have, mate. Yeah, it definitely closes up at the end there. I can see on the next bit down the bottom here. It's just the way they've designed it. It definitely is flat on the end. It does kind of click in when you do that, so there we go. See if we can get that now. Well, pulling the other end apart. There you go. I'm just gonna have to sit here and hold this for a minute so I'll read what is being said. Well, that would be the bee's knees run, yeah. New Zealand and Australia would be fun. Yeah, definitely. Evening, Richard. Good to see you, pal. Yeah, I'm alright. Makes it overcomplicated, yeah. I remember when I first come to Scotland here. Now, this wasn't when I first come as an adult to move here. It was back when Lady Diana died. Well, the week she died. And I was only a teenager then. And me and a load of mates, we got a load of boot full of beer. And our mate, who we called Scotch Jimmy, I was only a teenager. And he says to me, "Yeah, we've got a cottage over in Oban. Come along." So I was like, all right. Now, being from right down south, there was a whole load of us with these puffer jackets on and stuff, you know, bright yellow, like proper bunch of loonies, you know. And we drove all the way up to Scotland, and we got in this house, and it was on an island. And we didn't realise, but when the tide comes in, that's you. You're stuck on the island, and there's absolutely nobody on this island, just this house that we were renting. And when the water, you know, when the tide went out and you could get across in the car to go down into the village or whatever, away we went. And it was the first time I'd ever been up here. So old wee Jimmy, he's quite funny, and he's like, "Yeah, Fred, you'll love it," blah blah blah. And so we're yapping away to the locals, like, and they're actually brand new. You know, I've never had any trouble with Scots up here. So we're yapping away to them, and we're sitting in a cafe and that. So we're walking along the front, and this guy, I see this sign saying stalking nets. So I'm like to wee Jimmy, I says, I was only a teenager at the time. I was none the wiser at that point. And I'm like, stalking nets, what's that for? He says, to keep the midges away. And I knew nothing of these midges. I do now, they're little blighters. But anyway, so I'm laughing and I went, oh, right. So he's telling me how they bite you and all this. I said, so you get midgie nets. So when you're hiding in the bushes, looking at women, you don't get bitten. And this old fella started laughing. He's like, listen, son, I just heard what you said. He goes, it's not that kind of stalking. It's stalking deer, not women. So I learned something new there, you know. And it was the first time I heard the word poke, meaning a shopping bag. And I was in the chip shop and this Scots fella's like, you want a poke? And I thought he was asking if he wants a fight, you know, as you do. The old language barrier, eh? All good fun. I'm all right now. I know it all now. Let's clean that up a little. So I was a bit naive when I first got, you know, when I was a teenager. I thought all Scots run around in kilts and listen to old music and all that carry on. Hi Graham McRobert, how are you? Yeah, midges are pansy. Yeah, I've learnt that the hard way. I done a lot of DIY up here for people. And there was one time I had a battery drill, so you know it doesn't take many minutes now. I've been a builder all my life. So I know how to put a gate up and stuff like that. And I started to put these 2 screws I needed to put in a hinge. Do you know them midges were that bad? I had to give up and leave it to another day because they absolutely swarmed me before I even got to the gate to put 2 screws in with a battery drill. And it was that bad I couldn't go and put 2 screws in a gate with a battery drill. I just had to abandon it. They just smothered me. I was like, wow, that's something else. They are midges. Yeah. Apparently there's all these wonderful like anti-midgie blah blah blah, but see if a midgie wants you, he's gonna get you. Can't believe it. Unfortunately my biggest fish was only a 20-pounder. Cod beach fishing in Yorkshire. Would have loved to have gone game fishing. Yeah. Evening, Alan. But midges know better not to come near me. I find whiskey helps. That's my excuse. Whiskey gets rid of them. They don't like your blood with whiskey in it. There we go. So we've got a awesome bit here now. Where I've been moulding and pushing and so We've got a back bit on there that I've just put on while I was waffling away. There you go, and there's underneath. So it did work out, because otherwise the top wouldn't go on if it didn't work out. It's a strange setup underneath. Obviously it's just going to click on, you're not going to see it, so there you go. Evening, Andy. I found the best form of mini defense flamethrower. Yeah, definitely. A fire gets rid of them. Right, I'm going to sit that there, because there's another bit now to do, and that goes on top of that. What's the time? I've got 10 minutes, so I can start doing a bit of it. There is a couple of little bits to go on there, actually. We might as well, we best put them on, haven't we? F9, F8 into that hole. Better put these bits on, otherwise I'll forget. But that bit goes on that bit there. Pretty much like that. Guess it was straight when it was done. And the other F screw, wherever that is. G, D, K. One of these. J, G, F. There we go. Tonight's my Al Murray and we have ways of making you talk things, so I can't be many minutes past my time today. That was another thing. When I came up here to Oban and that lot, that was the first time I ever saw a fisherman in their full yellow skins. He was a big fella. Must have been about, well, to me he seemed like about 12 foot high. A big old beard. And he just looked at us and went, "What, boys?" And that was it. And smiled. A dead nice fella. Back then, though, I had no idea I'd ever move there. That was a shocker. And I gassed them. Fred was talking about the seagull the other day. He hasn't seen the ones up Aberdeen. They're the size of small cars. We had a load on logs, and there was a load of bikers come in the summer, and they were there, you know, with a bag of chips and all that. And I tell you what, I saw that seagull and it just went boom, took the whole bag of chips off the fella. That biker was raging, absolutely fuming he was. And then I was in McDonald's once, and it's you can sit outside, and I saw this big fella, and he brought his McDonald's, and he put his meal down, and he literally 2 seconds to talk to somebody, and he turned round, and the old seagull just took the whole entire thing, bag and all, took the lot. There's about 8 of them wolfing down his burger and that lot in the car park just up from us. he weren't happy chappy either. They're little blighters, they are, that's for sure. Just trying to get this little gangway bit on, get it lined up. Nature always wins, yeah. It makes me laugh though, the old seagulls, they are buggers. But my missus was a good one. I mean, she's born and bred here, you know, and I was here in the summer last year, because obviously lockdown, we're all chilling in the garden. And she's like, is that seagull just took that little bird? And it did. It caught a little bird and wolfed it down. Now, granted, it was only a starling kind of thing, but even still, I was like, oh, he just grabbed it and munched it. I've never seen that before. See, the biggest shark was about 60 to 70 pounds, and it gave me quite a fright. I bet I'd jump out the boat. If I caught a shark on the end of a fishing line, I'd be gone. I'd be out the boat with a rubber dinghy, a rubber ring round my waist, doggy paddling to safety. You'd be like, where's Fred gone? Oh, Fred's gone. He's off ski. I honestly would brick it if I caught a shark. Right, that's going to need a little tiny bit of filler. Now, it is an old kit, so it's to be expected. My ex and I used to play seagull chicken walking up Union Street with an empty McDonald's bag. They are something else, I must admit. They're not what I was expecting when I came up here. So there you go, we've got our little, whatever that is. I'm not even going to tell you what it is because I've got no idea myself. Some sort of groove for summer. So there is a mad bit that's got to go on here, guns and stuff, but we'll leave that as that for now. So next time, so we've done that and we've done a load of the guns, and we've had a chit chat about all sorts of crazy subjects at the same time. Yeah. We've done all the guns on the other sheet, and that's this piece here. Then the next one's gonna, next Thursday will be there, and then there, and then it all joins together and ends up like that. Apparently. That's next time. No worries, Steve, you take care, pal. 14-foot shark. Oh mate, I jumped straight out the boat. Bomb. Well, that's just about me on my hour. So I'm just going to jump to this camera here. There you go. Cheers, Colin. All good fun, mate. You know, just waffling on, talking a load of cobblers, getting to know one another, and gluing bits of plastic. So it's all good. You know, like I say, all good fun. So cheers for popping by, everyone, and take care. Today's Thursday, so I'll be back Sunday at 7 o'clock, and we'll carry on with the Lancaster. And that's about it. So have a good weekend. keep safe and take care and all that. We should all be back to normal soon enough, so might as well sit out this last little bit. And yeah, so that's it. Bye for now and take care. And I'll see you all soon. You know where I am if you need me. And that's it. So bye bye for now.